Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thanks so much for joining me. So I'm doing a little bit of it's kind of a shop your trash, but it's not a mixture of different things like how I normally do them. It's two of the same thing. Okay, so what I've got is I had two of these, essentially they're envelopes, like big envelope thingies, which writing papers and envelopes came in. And I've had them for about 2 years and I haven't actually done anything with them. So I want to repurpose those into something that will be more usable. So what I was thinking to make is some kind of like ephemera holder thing. So this is where I've got to with this one. So basically I'm putting in a new fold line. This here is going to be a side pocket, and I'm going to have something to cover up the barcode. And then I thought I could have 3 pockets here, or I think 3 pockets. It depends how deep I want them to be, for things to slide in this way. And we can even put a pocket on the back maybe. So that's kind of what my idea is. So I thought before I carry on, I would show you how I got to this point. And then I'm going to make up both of them via the video. So I'm going to be very messy and take off, basically open up this this envelope thing. I'm going to be covering all of this, so I'm not worried about it being super messy. I just don't want it to be like ridiculously messy, and I certainly don't want to break it. Okay, right. So this is going to be if I turn it that way, this is going to be my side pocket. But I think first of all, I need to get it down to a size that will fit in my trimmer. And also, well, I want it to be a size that could slip into a large journal if you wanted it to. So I'm just going to cut off these side pieces, first of all, and that should have gotten rid of these 2 flaps. Hopefully I'm in the right place for the camera. So now this should fit in my trimmer, just for me to bring this down a bit. So I've got this piece where that was the closure. I just want to take that off. You have to excuse the motorbike next door. He does that all the time. And where the weather's getting a lot hotter now, I have to have my window open because it just gets too hot in here. Sorry, it's really loud. So this is going to be my side pocket, and also I don't want this fluty edge, as nice as that might be. I can't be bothered to cut around it. Is the is the simple answer. So I'm just going to cut that off. Right, hopefully he's stopped now. He's a ridiculous teenager. Okay, so that's that. And then obviously this doesn't meet this side anymore or cover it up. So I want to put a new fold in it. And this will also make it narrower to go in a journal. So I'm thinking something like that would be good. I'm just eyeballing it. Essentially, and if you don't have oh, there you go, that's pretty spot on. If you don't have this thing, you could do this with some card. This could be a 12 by 12 folded into 3 basically. So you could do that if you wanted. Now I'm just going to hit pause whilst I get this neatened up. I just want to make sure my edges are all straight and everything. So I'll be 2 secs. Okay, that's all done and the motorbike's gone. Okay, and then I just want to round the corners of my, essentially what's going to be my front cover, only because I just think it looks a bit nicer. Okay, and then I'm going to put some tape down this fold just here, front and back, The reason I'm doing that is because this was the original, essentially the cover had like a spine to it, and I don't want that to show through my paper. So I thought if I put some tape over it, then it will just give it another layer of protection from showing through. So I'm just grabbing my scissors, and then I'll put some tape on the outside as well. So yeah, this is a fully, craft with me, just me repurposing something that I've just been sat on for a long time. So I hope that it will be interesting to see. And then I'm going to put some tape on the other side, but you'll notice I've not gone the full way across on the outside, because I'm going to cover all of this middle section, so all of this white, but I'm going to matte my papers on here so that they're, I've got a little bit of the blue border showing. Okay, so there we go. That's going to be my side pocket, and that's going to be my front flap. I mean, we can have it any which way we want. I haven't quite decided yet, but I suppose I should probably decide now, because I'm going to put book page on the inside over the white bits. So I want to think about, I don't know if I want to take the front flap down a little bit. No, I don't. I think I'll keep it like that. So I'll probably, I think I'll open it this way on this one. Okay, right. I'll do one of each. Okay, so I'm going to use book page for this, and I'm just going to simply cover, not all the way in there, because this is going to be glued down, so I don't need to do that part. But essentially I'm going to do this panel and this panel in just torn up book page, and I've got some thin papers, and I've got a variety of different ones. So I'm just going to sit there and do this, and I'm going to just use glue stick, because I may very well stitch around this card before gluing my pockets and things. So essentially I'm just going to take the borders off, and then I'm going to do big chunks of book page all the way across, and then hopefully that will get me some book pages used up as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm not going to ink the book pages just to save time. I feel like it's a madhouse today. We've had motorbikes, smoke alarms, dogs barking. What's next? Oh goodness. The fire alarm goes off when if we open the conservatory door, we get a gust of hot air, and our smoke alarm is ridiculously sensitive, so you have to excuse all of that. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and get all these stuck down onto both of them, and when we come back, we'll carry on. Okay, so I've got all of the book page in. As you can see, I haven't done it all the same way either. This one especially, I've done sideways, upside down, right way up, all the rest of it. Actually, that one goes that way. Yeah, just because then I thought it would be extra collagey. And the next job is I've started to matte the papers onto the outer cover. So this is just my the first one that I'm doing. As you can see, I've left a border for each panel, so you can see the original packaging all the way around. I did that on purpose because it's better to matte your papers with projects like this so that they're less likely to lift up over time. That's part of the reason why we matte papers in this way. But also I thought it would be really cool. So the original packaging was a bit too bright for my liking, like all over, but at least with seeing these little bits of pink with that yellow and pink paper, looks really nice. So this is the blue version, so let me just check. This is going to be this way. So we've got our side pocket. So I've already gone ahead, just to save time, I've cut my strips down, and for this one I'm using this pretty yellow paper with daisies. again to go with the blue and yellow of the original folder. So you could say I was inspired by the packaging, colours wise. So what was I going to say? I was going to say something which I'm sure was terribly important, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, I was going to say how much paper did I use. So for these mattings, I think each one has taken about a 12-inch paper and a bit more. But that's going to be for matting all of the sides. So you can see here, I'm just I'm keeping a gap, and I'm trying to keep it, you know, neat the whole way around. So we've got my nice little blue border going on. What was I going to say? Yeah, the 12-inch paper, so just over a 12-inch paper, so 1 and a bit basically, has been all 3 panels, and then plus my pockets that I'm going to have inside. So, and I haven't done those yet. We'll do those obviously together. So this is this one. And I'm using Fabri-Tac or Beacon. Now it's probably overkill, but this is a slightly shiny, glossy surface on the card that I'm using. The packaging I'm using, sorry. So I thought this would keep things down better. Whilst also giving me wiggle room, because I always get things in the wrong place. I'm still deciding whether to sew around these or not. Now part of me is leaning towards not. Normally I would. The only reason I'm thinking whether I maybe don't want to is because where I really like the border it's got currently. This nice blue border and stuff. And I just feel like, I don't know, would stitching take away from it? I know there's only one way to find out. So I just need to decide, you know, whether I want to experiment or not. So I'll make that decision in a minute. And these are papers that have been in my stash forever. So this one I'm going to need to round the corners on this side. Yeah, these papers I've had in my stash forever. They weren't being used simply because, not because I don't like them, I actually really like these papers, but because they haven't fallen into any project that I'm doing currently, and unlikely to be anything I'm going to be doing this year. So I thought, instead of just holding on to them for years and years, I might as well use them for something like this. And as I say, when I started looking through my papers to find something with that would go with the pink and something that would go with the blue and yellows, I just thought, oh brilliant, I can get on and use some papers that, well, I haven't been using. I am thinking to have these as a patron gift. It might be a little bit premature me saying that, because I've been wanting to set one up for a long time, and so this is my first step to potentially doing one, but I haven't announced it yet on my channel, and I don't know when I'll be setting it up because I'm still figuring it all out and everything, but I thought the first step should be to actually make a gift that will go hopefully to my first couple of patrons, if I get any, because equally some people might not, you know, it might not be successful, I don't know. Well, I'm just going to stop talking. Anyway, so yeah, I thought this would be a good use for papers that I've been ignoring, even though I like them. All right. Oh, and then I waited, before folding this over, I waited until the collaging was dry. I realised I didn't say that before. Right, let's just check I'm not putting anything in glue, so I don't want that. Yeah, I think that blue border has really it just lifts it, doesn't it? It looks really nice, considering it's made, you know, from packaging, and some pretty papers, of course. I think I can see a little bit of book page just peeping over somewhere. Where are you? I saw you. Where did I see you? Like the tiniest bit. That's ridiculous. I've even seen that, but I did. I'm going to take it off. There we go. Alrighty. And with this cardstock as well, and the collaging in the middle, these are feeling really, really sturdy and strong now, which is great. Right, do I want to sew? I think I am going to sew them, but first of all what I want to do is just get the pockets closed up. And if you're not sew, because you don't have to sew at all, I just think for me I'm doing it for looks. But this is what you would do if you're not sewing at all. You would obviously close up your pockets with glue. So just going to put some glue top and bottom. Oops, make sure glue doesn't spat out everywhere. There we go. I was using the beacon, but it's probably overkill to use the beacon. And this is just to keep it flat for when I put it through the sewing machine. That's the only reason I'm gluing mine up, because I don't need to, you know, they'll be stitched closed. But as I say, for those of you not sewing, then this is all you would need to do at this point. And I think I also forgot to say earlier, once I'd done the book page in the middle, I did bone folder everything so that it's lying nice and flat. But we're still going to need to add a closure to keep it from popping open, and also we don't want things, you know, falling out of the folio ephemera holder. Okay. So, for sewing, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it to my sewing machine this way, and I'm going to sew, hopefully you can see, I'm going to sew from the bottom all the way around like so. That will sew my pockets shut, but it won't take my sewing along this edge of the pocket, because I don't want to make my pocket smaller. Like I do want, you know, that amount of room inside. So that's why I'm sewing it on 3 sides, and I'm going to sew it this way round so that the nice neat stitching is on this side, and the ugly stitching will be on the inside, where I can, you know, ink over it, goes that way, ink over it, and bone fold at the back of the stitching. But you know, that's just if you're going to sew them. But I really like how they're looking already, and we haven't even really done anything. We've just matted the nice packaging. So yeah, I will hit pause and go off and sew them, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I finished the sewing, and then I've also just left them under something heavy for a bit, just to help flatten them down. And yeah, I think they're looking really good. So we're now ready to start adding the extra pockets in, but before I do that, I'm taking inspiration from something I've seen treasure books do, which is, I'm going to punch some circles from some of my leftovers. So I've got my 1.5 inch punch and my 1 inch punch. So I want 2 of those, and I also want to do it with the yellow paper as well. So yeah, 1.5 inch and 1 inch. And we're just going to see how those look on top of each other. So we want the yellow and the blue on this one. What do we think to that? Is that going to look fun? I think so. Hopefully I've got you in. I don't know if I moved the camera. And then like that with a brad in the middle, or is it too much? I think I like it on that one. I'm not so sure about the blue on that one, so I'm just going to have a little look at what else I've got. Maybe I could just do cream. Or maybe I should be going with something that's pink. Okay, that's better. I just had a scrap of this pink and gold, so I've punched a 1 inch circle from that and a 1.5 inch just from some manila. I think it was because I could see the pinks here, so I wanted to bring that in rather than blue. And I've just inked around them all. Okay, so we want to go middle-ish through both circles. Okay, and then I'm just going to find where I want this to be. I think about there would be good. So again, I'm just going to poke a circle all the way through my front cover, and I nearly lost the circles then. And then I've just got some really pretty jewel brads which I'm going to use. So let's poke that through. Oh, I think I need to make a bigger hole. I forget how big those brads are. A bit more. That's better. And then I think Natasha put some glue on this back circle. I can't remember what video I was watching, but I think she's done this a few times with brads recently. Okay, I'm going to poke that through, and then I'm just going to push the glued circle down. That's it. Then we can open these up. So my pockets are going to cover the brad legs on this side, so I'm going to open them this way. I think that will be most out of the way. I'll put some tape over them as well. There, that's that one. And then we'll do the same thing with this. Just put my pin in my glue quickly. That's that. So again, aim for middle-ish. I'm just eyeballing where to put this. I'm aiming for middle-ish. Oops, I'm chucking things everywhere today. That's that, and go that way. Oh, I need to put glue on the back. There we go. Just gluing that down, and then open this up. That looks really nice on there. I've never done that with the two circles before, but that's given it like a really nice focal point. Sorry, I was just looking for the tape. I'd been clever and put the tape away, but I actually need it again. So I'm just going to pop some tape. Actually, I'm going to go less than that just in case, because I don't know how wide my pockets are going to be. But basically I just want to cover up those brad legs, so when I'm putting things in and out of my pocket, this isn't gonna get in the way of anything, or at least it won't catch. Might get in the way a little bit, but it won't catch, which is the important part. So you know, things can't rip if they don't catch. You could just put some washi on the back. Don't feel like you have to use masking tape. Okay. I really like these. They're so fun. Okay, so I won't worry about the twine just yet, but you know, we'll get to that. So, right, I want to sort the pockets, don't I? Okay, so I've got my offcuts here, and I'm trying to decide whether to do, obviously I want to cover that up, so I can either do two like deep pockets, which would be like that, or I can go 3 smaller pockets. I think I'm leaning towards 3 smaller pockets, but I'm going to put gussets in them. Okay, so, or we could go 4. I'm just thinking I have to cut these down, and these are the only scraps I've got left. So I'm going to cut them in half, and we'll just see how we get on. I don't have any more of this blue daisy paper, so. Right, how wide is that? Right, we are 3 1/4. Oh, it has to be an awkward measurement, doesn't it? So that would be 1 1/2 would be for 3, so it's sort of in between there. So I think that's middle. Let's go with that. Doesn't have to be exact. In fact, it's not exact because I can't cut things on my marks. Even when I make a mark, I can't cut them right, but that's okay. Right, shall we see what 4 pockets would look like? So my ideas for these ephemera holders are going to be like for stickers and things, you know. But I don't want anything to go too high up the top. Sorry, you probably can't see. Because I need space, you know, for things not to stick out the top. Is it too much having 4? Okay, decision made. I'm going to go with 2 pockets, the narrower ones, so I can fit some taller things and then I will just decorate the back of there, because I felt like this is maybe a little bit plain. Yes. And I'm not going to add gussets. Right, that's that decision made. Right, so I'm just going to chop these down a second. Right, so this one is going to go here to cover up the brad legs. So we would want it to be about there-ish. 2. About there. Let's see how we feel about that. Yeah, lovely. Okay, and then we want to do the exact same thing on this one. Have them the same width. Sorry, I've just got my trimmer to the side of me here. Keeps it simple, not adding gussets actually, to be fair. Sometimes we like simple, don't we? Okay, cute. Right, now the other decision I need to make is whether I'm going to put a thumb notch in them or have some kind of like trim. Okay, right, let me ink and think. Okay, I think it would be nice to have some trim, so I'm going to go with that as what we're going to do. So all we're going to do is just glue the 3 sides of each of these. Just keeping to the inside of my stitching. Just making sure things are straight. Sorry if I'm leaning forward. Okay. Oh, I do like this paper. As I say, I was wanting to use it, but it just didn't fit into any of my current projects. In the end, I just thought, well, what's stopping me from just, you know, doing something like this, where I'm making something for somebody else. So I'm just making sure I'm covering up my brad leg. Okay, so I've got those in, and may as well go ahead and put this trim on. Now this could actually be a notebook cover as well. You know, you could always put some papers in the middle there. I'm just going to smudge that with my finger a bit. That's that. Oops. Let's try and stick that a bit better. Just trying to be very, very light on the beacon because it can leave a shiny residue. That's it. That's pretty. So I've gone quiet then. I was off in my own little world. Just I was listening to the lawnmower actually. Somebody is mowing their grass out there. It's that time of year now where you start mowing and you never stop. Becomes a weekly thing, doesn't it? Right, I just need to make sure that I've cut off enough. I don't want them to get in the way of my sort of spine, as it were. Nope, they seem fine. Could maybe have come in a little bit with those pockets, but oh well. And then I just need to decide whether to have any crochet along here as well. Obviously we've got the nice blue border there, so I think, oh, I don't know. It's one of those things, is once you take it away you think, oh, it's missing something compared to that side. But then equally maybe that would differentiate those pockets. I don't know. I think it looks unfinished otherwise without it. Yeah, let's go for it. It will add a little bit of bulk, but not a huge amount. So let's do that. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing these come together. As I say, it's a shop your trash, but just slightly different, I suppose, with me concentrating on two of the same thing. But it's just been one of those things, waiting for the right project to come along for this packaging that I've been using today. And the right project just was not coming along, and then eventually I thought, oh well, let's do something like this. Now I will have to put some more glue, unfortunately. I think I've been a little bit too too stingy with the glue, but I can do the rest of the glue in afterwards, after the video. So I figured out the closure, so I just thought I would share. So what we've got is we've got the ribbon tucked into the top of the circle, that top circle, and we're going to bring one side around to the front, and this is going to be part of our bow, and we're going to bring the back of that around. It's going to cross over at the spine just here. If I pull it snug, Justine. There we go. It's going to cross over, and then that is going to tuck under the bottom of the circle, and then we can just tie a bow. So I wouldn't say it's the most practical closure. in terms of, it's a bit of a faff, let's be honest. It's a bit of a faff. But it's going to look really pretty for sending Happy Mail in, which is, which is essentially what this is for, is to send Happy Mail. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm happy with how it looks, and I think it's going to look really pretty to receive in the mail, which which is what I'm after, is for someone to feel happy when they receive it. So, and then we're just going to tie a bow here. So yeah, like I say, a bit of a faff, and I'm not sure I would do a closure like this again. I'm sure it's probably easier with twine or something. There's probably more room under that circle for some twine or something. But it looks really nice, especially if you can get that bow to lay centre-ish and, have the strands going that way. I just need to iron that one a little bit. But yeah, that's that. So that's the video. I still need to decorate the insides. I'm just going to put in a couple of like stickers to like almost coming out of the pockets, just to decorate the backs of the where I've got the book page. That's all I'm going to do. So I will have to do that another time now. And then, as I say, I've got a whole bunch of goodies to fill these with. So I hope you've enjoyed that Shop Your Trash session. As I say, it was one of those, what am I going to do with these packaging envelope things? And I really like how they've turned out. I love the colours together, the blues and the yellows, and with the pink and everything as well. It's been really nice just to work with some different colours, actually. So I'm going to leave it there. I will say goodbye. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one, hopefully. Bye-bye for now.